Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Booth Podcast, the podcast where we talk about life, love, and the deep topics you can't talk about with anyone else. I'm your host, Dom, and along with me is my co-host.
Ken, please like, comment, subscribe on this video, tune into our socials, and also tune into our Spotify down in the description down below. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoy the video. What is the meaning of love?
I know we've been going on and on about love throughout this whole podcast, so love for me, I'm no expert. I'm not saying that I'm a professional in dating and, relationship advice or love in general. This is all just, based off media and movies and TV and through my own personal experiences. Love for me is loving a person almost instantaneously. Love is so easy, even when it's hard. And not only is love just loving another person, it's providing them that insight of who they could be. A lot of the times we go into a relationship, but we're not fully in love with ourselves. And I feel like being that person of I met you at this time and I see this amazing person in you. Now, throughout the journey of me in this with you, I'm going to show you what it's like through my eyes because I find you to be the most amazing person in the world. You're going to see that throughout the time that I give you that value. A lot of people are like, wow, I didn't know how I like my value until I met you. Meaning like, I'm going to show you what you don't see because you just aren't your type. But guess what? I'm here. I'm going to show you that you are worth so much more than whatever guy, whatever girl showed you in the past. I'm going to be that person. And love is everything. It's sacrifice. It's patience. It's adapting, throughout any circumstance. It's giving. It's receiving. It's everything. Love is so complicated and so abstract that you can't pinpoint what love exactly is. But I can tell you it's a combination of just persistence and dedication towards another person, towards their whole being. I got real deep. I'm sorry, that's just like how I feel falling in love with the person I'm with right now, because a lot of the times I thought I was understanding more about what love is, and I had this idea of it, and a lot of times everyone will have that idea of love, but you won't really feel it. You won't really truly understand it until you meet that person, until you find that specific essence of it with someone.
Yeah.
Whether it could be like, again, love is so complicated. What are you talking about here? Are you talking about love with a significant other? Are you talking about love with your family? Is it religion related? Your love with God or with whatever God you believe in? Or, or is it self-love? It's hard to pinpoint what love can be because love is different for everybody. But at least in terms of significant other, that's what I meant. Actually, I feel like it could apply to everything else.
Might be.
I think so. Maybe not like, maybe not religion. Actually, maybe. I don't know. What is love to you?
Fuck. To be honest with you, sometimes I actually don't know. Like, because there obviously I've experienced like different forms of love, right? There is like just significant other love, parental love, friendship love. Each one has a different way of showing that they love you, right? And sometimes that different ways, it's just like you don't expect it, but it's like a foreign concept, I guess, for me. Because I guess, like, well, for me, it's like it's a whole different thing, different story, like my family. And I don't know, I'm just filled with self-love. For those of you that don't know.
You wanted to tell the people why because honestly, guys, we have this friend group, this trio, and it's like me and the other person in our trio are just like, how does Ken just so mentally stable? Like, we'll have so many droughts of sadness, and this guy just
A bundle of joy just in the corner.
always, and we never understand it, but here he's gonna explain it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna explain it. All right. But anyways, but I guess for me, it's just my story of love was filling myself up because I never had like a father figure to love me back. Right. I had my mom. She gave me as much as she could to, and since I was the first male and like the first son, she didn't know how to go about it. That's what I think. So it's like a whole different thing, right? Because sons tend to be more relatable to their dads, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I didn't have that. So I kind of I took in what my mom could give me, and I was grateful for it. And like I guess I found a sense of myself. Like I'm enjoying everything. Oh, I enjoy doing this, enjoy doing that. I was kind of free from judgment from a father, able to truly be myself. So I guess that's how I was able to kind of fulfill that. And I did that because I didn't have a father figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did everything I can to just fill myself up and love myself till it got to a point where, I'm not doing this just to fill myself up anymore. I'm doing this because I actually genuinely love myself. Right? So I guess I'm more taught on self-love, but other ways it's like, sometimes love is still a foreign concept to me sometimes here and there, just because I idolize things like relationships whenever it happens, right? Because I don't know how to act sometimes. So yeah, that's like my side. But love, I think, is you love the person no matter what. You do things for them, whether it be a friend, a significant other, a parent. You do it because you love them. And sometimes you don't even know why. You just do it because you feel like this is what I should do for them. This is what they enjoy. Because you're thinking of like from their perspective, you're trying to just ease their life.
Yeah.
Like because you value them, so you do anything you can to protect them and make them happy, because you also want that same love for yourself. Like say the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. Right?
I guess, but at the same time, with all due respect, I don't agree with that. Just because, I know there's that whole thing about like 50-50. But I guess in terms of when you're just giving love, see, there's treating others with respect, and then there's treating others with unconditional love, where it's like, I'm gonna give you my 100, but I don't expect nothing back.
Yeah. All right, let me ask you something that's like kind of like hard hitting for a lot of people.
God damn it.
At the end of the day, you love your parents and your parents love you. But have you really felt their love? Ooh, judging by that sigh and that quietness. Oh, this.
If I'm gonna be honest, no. I mean, living in an Asian household, in all honesty, it's like at the beginning, when you're a kid, it's like, yeah, like your parents love you and they'll always be there for you. And then once you become a teenager and you start feeling like you should be treated more as an adult, and you think that you know more, know better, they still treat you like a kid, and they still don't trust you. They're never honest with you, and they don't communicate well with you. At least on my end, I feel like Asian parents are just not the best at letting their kids in. They're dealing with their own like past childhood trauma themselves, and they're still recovering from whatever I can't, what's the word, whatever tragic things that they have to recover from, that they don't exactly heal. You know what I mean? And they're still doing they're still in survival mode.
Yeah.
Where it's like they don't want to let us in because
Like
they want to protect us. They want
to be like seen as like strong and everything. They can do everything themselves.
And I remember my parents were having a deep talk with one of our titas, and they were just really getting it in, and they said people should really seek therapy. It's westernized, but it was never taught to us back home. And I was like, yeah, y'all should do therapy. Like, it's important because, there's just things that, again, like an Asian household, Asian households have zero communication.
Oh, that's true.
We always hide things from each other because like none of us are willing to understand and open up. I feel like, I don't know if that's just me, but if anyone can chip in, but like
Mm-hmm.
no one in an Asian household feels open enough to really open up, because not only is everything just shattered and closed off,
Mm-hmm.
but like everyone feels the need to be strong.
Yeah.
It's a sense of pride, I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
especially Filipinos. We're just
No,
so
that's
prideful that we don't want to let anyone in. We won't let our
Mhm.
kids in. Well, speaking from like, if I was, speaking for my parents, I feel like they won't. They don't want me to understand them, nor do they ever try to.
Yeah.
They're just like, you don't have a family, you won't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Or talk to me when you have kids,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like, well,
Just to, like, tell me now, like,
yeah, right. Like,
I want to understand how you're feeling so we can kind of work
we can
this
work
out.
this out, yeah. But they were never taught that, right? Like, I always try to justify it, like, if that's how they were raised, I get that. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
I get that. But if they would, they would.
Mhm.
Like, if they wanted to be better parents, I feel like they would.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's nothing that you could force.
Yeah.
And I guess my relationship with my parents, I don't know about you, but
Mm.
it's something that won't be healed until like later on in life.
No, yeah, I get what you mean. I feel like every single thing we say is always rejected because, oh, we're the parents, we're right, no matter what, right? Like, I remember getting into countless arguments with my mom. She's like, "Oh, I'm right," blah blah blah, right? It's like something, even the smallest things, right? Like even like telling like, "Oh, this is where this is." Like recently, like it just happened yesterday actually. Like my mom's trying to buy chairs, and we're searching up the address. I'm like, "Yeah, this is Toronto. North York is in Toronto. North York is a borough." She's like, "No." I'm like, "What?" Like I know it's like nothing, but I'm like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "You're not listening to me." I'm like, "Hold up." I told her, like, "You're not listening to me. I'm right."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but even then, like I sound like, "Hey, this is like, you're too prideful to even let anyone correct you,
Mm-hmm.
right?" And I feel like parents just hold something back, and yeah, they want you to be their babies and everything, right? They want to love you, but I guess they can't love you the way they've they don't know what love really is. I'm pretty sure. 'Cause obviously, okay, wait, hold on, this is like a lot.
I think their love language is just a lot different.
And yeah, like their parents like didn't show them what real love is, because when you hear stories, like their parents were kind of strict. I don't know about your
No,
parents.
no, definitely strict.
Yeah, so like they kind of like grown onto them thinking this is the way I should do it.
Mm.
So then it goes into us, right? And then
And I feel like, at least again, like Filipino parents, at least they think that because they give you this, they give you that. That's their love, and then it comes to a point where, well, like, I can't be grateful for this because I didn't deal with what you didn't have. I don't have that sense of gratitude because you raised me into it. I already had food on the table. I didn't have days where I didn't have food on the table like you did. So the level of appreciation isn't as high as it would be for you. And it's just not how we were raised, right? Like, there's a guy, Eric Thomas, E.T., he likes to tell a story about how he, grew up homeless and was eating off a trash can. And then he would try to push the same motivations onto his son. And then his son said, "Dad, I wasn't raised like you.
Yeah.
I didn't have to deal with that. So I don't know what that feels like." And so I feel like there's just like level of like understanding that is just not there when it comes to us and our parents.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but for me, coming from a Filipino household, I kind of just want comfort and support. But because we're getting into things of like, we have to deal with these mental health issues and we want to follow, our passions and our dreams and what we love to do, it's just not in there.
It's like an alienated concept.
It's an alienated concept. It's too westernized for them, and it's not a part of what they're used to, what they learned. So it just comes off like, nope, that's not stable. Nope, that's not safe.
Yeah.
You should not be doing that. And I'm doing that because I love you, and it doesn't feel like love at that point. And so now we don't see each other on the same level. But I do think that a lot of the times they don't even see us on the same level. So they only talked amongst their friends.
Yeah.
Like amongst other titas, amongst other aunts and uncles, sorry. And, it's the same with us, right? Like, we don't now we don't see that level of communication. We
Mm.
aren't able to look eye to eye with
Yeah.
them, but I look eye to eye with you because you and I both deal with the same sort of like, miscommunication with our
Mhm.
parents. And now it's just you and me, right? Like we go through the same things, and they go through the same things with their friends. So
Mm.
now it comes down to like, when will we all see eye to eye?
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like a lot of times no Filipino kid and their parent are able to see eye to eye until that later stage in life, when they do have a family, they do have the
Mhm.
job that they wanted,
Yeah.
right? Like Joe Coy, for example. Joe Coy is a huge example where he wasn't able to, see eye to eye with his mom on becoming a comedian
Mhm.
until he was able to prove it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's one great story, I guess. For me, I don't think me and my parents will ever see eye to eye on this whole film.
Yeah.
And me trying to pursue martial arts as well.
Mhm.
They always said, go back to English, go back to high school, do English,
Like taking the safe route that they'd want to take too.
right? Yeah, and then go pursue that safe career.
Mm-hmm.
And we won't see eye to eye until I eventually do succeed in film and do succeed in starting up my gym.
Yeah.
That's when they'll realize, okay, maybe I was a little too on the leash with my kid. I see that he was able to handle things on his own. But yeah, I don't know. I got a little.
That's cool, man. I feel like
a little emotional.
Just adding on to that, I think it's kind of like messed up how like as soon as your kid succeeds, it's like parents like I can fix this now, right? It's like no, it's still gonna like it's still gonna be there. Like
Yeah, there's still
learn
some
to
pain
cope,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like just because now I have money or I'm successful now, it's like all right, we good now. Like no, like, there's gonna be still something there. Like the same thing as you. Like my mom, she doesn't like exactly see me eye to eye. Just being ever since I like transferred schools, and just taking a whole different route, like starting businesses. Now she used to like say, be careful, because I understand, but like I'm good at this, And I guess now she's kind of like it's whatever, She's like, you do you, like that's it. She's like waving me off, I'm like all right, I'm gonna do me, Yeah. Where did your idea of love begin?
Living in my own world, didn't understand that anything can happen when you take a chance. I never believed it. What I couldn't see. Oh, I never opened my eyes. Oh, to all the possibilities.
We're gonna keep going.
That might be too high for all the viewers, man. I'm sorry for
That's
everyone
cool.
else.
That's cool. I try to do my best as Vanessa Hudgens, but it's whatever. It's whatever.
But no, thanks for the question, Ken. Honestly, if you're in the early 2000s, I feel like everyone can relate. High School Musical was like the reality, like not reality,
It was
but
a dream.
It was the the expectations going into like high school. Like, man, I want my love life to be exactly like High School Musical. And I don't know if you ever remembered, but like they did like a parody of this in Sunny with a Chance.
Oh no, I haven't heard of this one.
Where they're like, life really, high school isn't like High School Musical. And I thought that was super funny. But yeah, no. I always thought like how would the relationship that you saw within like Troy and Gabriella was like how every relationship should be, where it's like you find a piece of yourself in someone else, and like you just like fall deeper into it, if that makes sense.
No, I get what you mean, but like I don't know, dude. Like I feel like that was everyone's like first perception of like first love. It's like, all right, this is how I'm supposed to love someone. Because it's like mainstream, not social media.
Bro,
like,
everyone goes like, oh, all my expectations of love were ruined because of High School Musical.
Don't worry, me too.
There was no
Dude,
there was no Vanessa Hudgens out there for you.
I went to an all-guys school, bro. I forgot. Who am I gonna fall in love with? The teacher? Like, come on.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. If you guys didn't know, Kenneth went to an all-boys high school, so relationships, I guess, were just out of the picture for you.
It was different, to say the least. You had to like, you
had to venture out, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
So did your idea of love just like I'm not even gonna try.
No, dude, I tried. I tried to do a bunch of like just a little lovey-dovey stuff, right? Like all that things, like how I thought I should love a person based on what High School Musical did. It's like, oh, give it your all. You guys are gonna go through troubles, I'm like, I'll try that. Oh, it didn't work. Let's just say there's a lot of failed talking stages for me.
Failed talking stages.
I'll say the least, but we'll save it for another time.
But no, yeah, High School Musical, and I don't think people really thought High School Musical was like that ideal love story until the third one. Because I think the first, if you guys watched, all three, like the first and second were like, they were cute, but not as like romantically dramatic as the third one. I feel like
because I feel like the third one was more serious.
Yeah, because they're tackling, not only are they leaving like the scene of high school, but they're like they're about to encounter like real shit, like long distance relationships, and will we still be together and all that stuff. And prom was coming up.
It is like a typical like high school romance type of thing.
I don't know if that's just like, because I know back in, I don't know if it was just me, but in America they've always had that perception like prom, you always gotta have that prom date, blah blah blah. But like I feel like
it's gonna be like the best night of your life in high school.
But I feel like that perception, at least for me, and maybe I guess anyone else in the 2000s, was like because of High School Musical. I know I keep saying that, but because of High School Musical, prom was like that moment in your life where it's gonna be the best night of your life. And
I mean, they made a song about it too.
Yeah, I don't think was that ever done before.
The Night of Nights.
Oh, I think it was. Like Grease. Did Grease do that?
Nah, I don't. I can't remember. I watched Grease a long time ago, so I can't remember.
Because maybe that might be for the older people. Like Grease was their thing.
Yeah.
But for us, at least, was High School Musical 3, and I mean the guy drove. Can you imagine that? Like girls probably like really wish that. If he would, ladies. The guy literally drove all the way to go see her, and in a suit
and a bad truck. It was horrible.
It was a bad.
It still needed fixing.
Yeah,
but hey, he did it.
That was so cute. Do you remember that scene? He's just like standing on top of the tree, like, hey.
Yeah, we're really just like fantasizing about it right now.
Yeah, man. No,
hey, what are you doing here?
You're ruining the viewers' ear. That like I look at the pitch that went so high.
Oh, you're welcome, viewers.
But no, I feel like every time when it came to like High School Musical and eventually going to high school and having my fair share of relationships in high school, it's okay. You were in an all boys school. You said you didn't have the
okay, whatever.
Anyways, but like especially our last year, I don't know about you, but I felt pressured to like
date to date.
Yeah, just dating to date. Like, oh my God, I can't go to prom alone without a date. Like, not even just like, oh, I have to have a girlfriend, but just like having a date. And I feel like everyone had that. Like, oh my gosh, I want to do it. I've always imagined myself doing a promposal.
Yeah.
I want to do a promposal.
I mean, I technically did.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I had to do it twice.
You did it twice?
I wanted to make sure she'd actually be my date and I wouldn't get rejected. And then like I asked her and she's like, yeah, I'll be your date and blah, 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 right? I'm like, okay, but I'm still going to do promposal. Like, you don't have to. I'm like, I want to.
Yeah. I think I remember that day. That was pretty cute. But yeah, we're not going to go back into detail about proms because me and Ken look back at prom in like high school, especially that last year. I don't know. No offense to the ladies at the time, but we just didn't. I don't think we were in a mature state. Like, now after the experience, I don't think we were as mature. We weren't as mature in terms of like, we kind of just wanted a date. We just we just wanted a date to go to prom with. I know a lot of guys might be able to relate to that, where they kind of just.
I feel like a lot of guys
felt pressured, right?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of guys, they felt more, rather than like love, they felt more like infatuation.
Yeah, like they feel they just didn't have real feelings for these. No offense, but like no one had real feelings to put into more effort and stuff like that.
And like when you're in high school, it's more like you're free to do anything, right? So you'd love a person based on like just giving them anything you can. And you think, this is love, man. This is going to last forever.
I know, right? Like that.
And then next year, just end up dating someone else.
Wow.
Oh, no, that's not my story. That's like a bunch of other people's stories.
I know. I hate that that's true.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people kind of just like, they thought, oh my gosh, like everything's fleeting, right? The moment's
Yeah.
fleeting, and you know, it's this short-term excitement of, wow, I'm gonna go after this person, and wow, we're going on a date. I'm getting to know them, and then end up like, you know, a few months later down the line, you realize I was in love with the moment. I wasn't in love with the person, and I think
Yeah.
that's so sad. But that's just like that's the reality, I guess, when it's like it comes to puppy love,
Oh yeah.
because you're very much into it in the beginning. But
Mhm.
then towards the end, you're like, wait, what? Why was I doing this? Was I really into that person, or was I bored, or was
Yeah.
It's so bad. But it's the realities of what the truth. Like it's like the truth of the matter. Like no one was really into it.
I mean, I can understand because, like, I mean,
I can understand, right? Like we did that.
yeah, okay. Basically, what we're trying to say is like we kind of not use we didn't use them, but they became void fillers without knowing until later on. At least for me.
Nah, yeah.
Oh,
I hate saying that.
but yeah, void fillers are just you don't know it until it happens,
Right? Like,
or like after.
yeah, like again, like we felt pressured
Mm-hmm.
that we had to have a date and had
Yeah.
to like do something.
Mm-hmm. And I guess for me it was
I
like
hate admitting to it, but it's like that's the reality of
it's
it.
called growth.
It is growth,
Yeah,
and it's not. I shouldn't feel ashamed to mention it, right? Because like everyone does it.
I know.
Like if you think about all the people in high school in the 12th year, not a lot of those couples stayed. Let's just keep in mind a lot of those couples ended up breaking up.
Oh, you know what's even worse? I feel like it's gonna hit home for a lot of us. For a lot of people, it's
Okay.
like, yo, let's make a future. Like we're gonna get married. You know, I already like future talks of getting married and everything. Like we're gonna go to the same college. You know, we're like, oh, I remember hearing stories of that, or like just even not even I don't know anyone, but like just stories in general. It's like, oh, that's tough, bro. Because one's feeling another way eventually, right? And that's just future's too ahead.
I feel, yeah, again, like for some reason, like there's a lot of times that we become in love with the moment and of, you know, getting to know a person and the idea of love, that we don't really fall in love with the person that we're actually going forward with.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's a maturity stage there where eventually you get into that point where, wow, I'm in love with this person as the time goes on and you mature.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to all the couples right now that are somehow spending Valentine's together, even through COVID. Because let me tell y'all right now,
That's so hard.
being in a relationship right now and having to, you know, follow COVID guidelines and having Valentine's Day come
Yeah.
right around the corner really sucks. Because I mean, we just did a love language test because I wanted to really see what it was. I thought it was words of affirmation, to be honest with you, but apparently it's quality time. And that makes a lot more sense, right? Because, you know, just speaking from my experience at least, being on FaceTime and, you know, as awesome as, you know, the technology of FaceTime is and whatever, just technology,
just any form of way, just
any
seeing
form of
someone.
communication, right?
Yeah.
Like we've advanced, you know, from letter sending.
Love letters.
But like it is so difficult to really feel the love and to like give love to other people, because if mine is like, if everyone else is quality time, it is hard. It is so like difficult to like really spend and share and the love. It's just not.
It's just not.
It's just not
It's
as-
there, but it's not as it is when you're in person.
Yeah, like down the line, like of course, like you need, you know, to be with each other 24/7 to feel the love. No, but if you're going long, you know, shout out to the people that do long distance relationships, because I cannot. I cannot.
I feel like the people who like did long distance relationships before the pandemic, when it hit, they're like, "Dang, you guys are pussies, bro." Like, we've been doing this for years. You guys been doing this for 2 months.
Really, these people be crying over nothing. Yeah, no, I was like, it comes down to like what is better, right? Like for me, this is how I view long distance.
Yeah.
If we're apart and we're okay being apart, are we really together? Let that sink in real quick. And if we know it sucks being apart, it just means we're better together, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
If you're so great being apart, like take away the whole I'm independent, you're independent. Take away that whole thing, right? If we are so much better in our lives apart
then it's just like you're
Why
just
are y'all
random, just-
together?
yeah, it's just like your friends, really.
Yo, my brother's
think
like
so.
gasping right now. But like, let that sink in, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, if you're so good apart,
Mm-hmm.
I'm so good apart.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of being together?
Mm-hmm. Dude,
I just wanted that dramatic pause for a second, right? Like,
uh-huh.
if you two are like, you know, if you're having your
Oh,
little
so,
like,
like, it's just hitting me right now, like slowly, like detrimentally, it's just like hitting me.
oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, but keep going. Like, explain.
I'm so sorry.
I'm one of the viewers right now.
okay. And like, if you understand with the other person, like, you know, you're having your little petty fights of like, man, like COVID sucks, and like,
Mhm.
and then you just go, well, that shouldn't be a reason that we can't work.
Mhm.
If you think about it, if you really think about it, it just means you really miss that person.
Mhm.
You really love that person.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a, well, if he would type of thing,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that just means you really miss that person. And is that so bad? Does that come off so bad?
That you miss a person? No.
Right? Like does that have to come off like wow, he just doesn't care enough?
Mhm.
No, doesn't that just mean I care a lot? Right? If I right just to be mad that we're apart, because I want to. If my love language is quality time,
Mhm.
it's you know, the second one was, I think, physical acts of love, right? Just being
No, I think those are acts of service or no positive affirmations.
okay, I guess.
Okay, but yeah, go with your point.
But still, right? Like, if that's my way of like expressing my love,
Mhm.
and I'm mad that we're long distance,
Mhm.
doesn't that just mean I love you?
I mean, yeah, because I'd feel the same way, honestly.
Yo,
To be
my
honest.
brother's like,
Honestly.
you are so smart. But like, think about that. Like, I saw this video. It's this
Mhm.
couple. I forgot their names. I'm so sorry. They're on TikTok and they pop off. I think his name is something does music. He's super. Their relationship's really cute,
Mhm.
and it's this really cute video. I think it hit like 1 million likes, and it was just them hugging in the car, and they were just crying to each other because he flew out there to see her, and then he had to leave, and I was just like, damn, like that hurts. And especially now,
Mhm.
COVID is taking people away from each other if they're not, what's the word? They're not.
together.
They don't have the benefit of being together,
Mhm.
right? It just sucks.
I mean, not if you kind of like love yourself.
Exactly.
But for I'm single, so I can't really talk about that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, the way I love, at least, is like I'm better through quality, and that even stems through our friendship, right?
Mhm.
When it came to us, like, I don't check up. No offense, but like I don't check. I'm not good at my phone. Like, I'm not good at. Let me text Kenneth. How you doing? Like, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I need to, like, if I'm gonna catch up with you, if I'm gonna like put in my 100%, it's through the time I spend with you,
Yeah.
right? Like, video calls are not enough for me. I need to be
Mhm.
with that person.
Mhm.
So, yeah, just putting in my 2 cents of what I think about long distance relationships at the moment.
I mean, respect to those that are in long distance relationships, obviously, and for those who are still together through COVID. You know, like, even though, let's say, they haven't seen each other for like, oh my god, like almost a year. COVID's been here.
Yeah, man.
I just realized, like, if they haven't seen each other in like over a year, like, and you're together, yeah, it's tough. You
Yeah.
have all my respect, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, if one of you viewers have a long distance relationship and you haven't seen each other, I respect you.
And all like, COVID is taking a lot of time away.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really love that person, COVID is just giving you a reason to, like,
Try harder.
not try harder, but it's giving you a reason to, like, understand that even if you don't have this time, you're gonna have forever to make up for it.
That's true.
If you really
Mhm.
fight through this,
Mm-hmm.
which you should. But yeah. If he would is not a thing, ladies. I mean, it is, but right now, listen. Complaining about distance, he just loves you. He just misses you.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing, like, if you think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The distance thing,
Yeah.
the whole, like, if he's complaining and not trying, his best, whatever, I don't know. At least he's not saying let's give up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true.
If a guy,
That's true.
listen, this whole COVID thing, it just tests everyone's patience too.
Mm-hmm.
If you really didn't love this person, shit would have ended right now.
That's facts.
A couples have already broken up.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of couples are done because they couldn't handle that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, sometimes you just gotta endure through the pain, bro. If your love is that strong, it'll
that's
last
what I'm
through
saying. I
COVID.
say that if you can make through COVID, you can
Mhm.
make it through anything. This is a
Exactly.
worldwide pandemic.
There's
The whole
nothing
world
else we
is
can
facing
do.
this.
Yeah, and I kind of get mad at those who they kind of like diss or shit on people who like, you know, they're in a relationship, they're trying to do their best, but then they're like, oh no, let's just end it, right? Like, dude, this person's trying. Why aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, it shows like you care. This person cares more, and it's all like one sided, right?
Sorry for those that may feel one sided.
I mean, I felt that, but like, you know, anyways. But yeah, dude, it's just fuck. If that happens, dude, guy, girl, whoever, just leave. Just leave.
At the end of the day, like, you know, take into consideration how do you love other people, right? Like how, like knowing that I love through quality time makes it more understandable for me to how I should be, you know, attacking or not attacking. Sorry, that's a bad word. How I am executing the way I love.
Yeah,
That's still the same thing. But yeah, how I should break it down. Like, should I feel pressured to always give it, you know, through gifts? If that's not your thing, it's just not your thing. You shouldn't have to try, but you know, do your best with what you got.
Yeah.
I think we already touched upon this where we talk about like, you know, loving in high school where it was like puppy love and it was like sorry. It was like puppy love and it's like, oh, this is what love is, and you know, because you've watched the movies, you've seen things in the TV shows and whatever. And then you go and experiment in high school, I'd say. And then you realize maybe I was just in love with the idea of it. I wasn't really in love with the person. We dove into that, touched upon that actually. And so now we're getting into like why we love. Why we love. It's going to get deep from here because let me tell you, a lot of people, they think they love, and then the next thing you know, their cardio ain't so good.
What?
Their cardio for love, their endurance for love is not as long as they think. Let me explain.
I've never heard that.
Let me explain. They think it's a sprint when really it's a marathon. They think I
just said that.
A lot of people, let me. A lot of people go into relationships. They go into love thinking that, this is great, you know, first date, first anniversary, and then they like slowly just they slowly give up. And then ladies ask the question, did he give up? Oh my God, he thinks because he has me, he's done trying.
Yeah.
And I guess the same could go for, you know, guys thinking, wow, she used to wear so much makeup, she used to try so much now because listen, you get into a stage when relationships start to get more comfortable and they just become that part of your life.
Yeah.
There are many ways to keep going.
Yeah, like I'd say like that's like the honeymoon phase, right?
Yeah, like, yeah, sure. Like, but, and then it comes down to like, what are your values? If you really want your relationship to feel like a relationship and not just now two people coexisting with one another, what are you going to do about that? Are you going to just say, oh, you know, it just slowly went down and we had to break up and learn to love ourselves again? No, what? Sometimes there's to an extent where it's applicable. Then I go, why don't y'all just try to find the spark again? Why don't y'all just keep trying? And then if you know, when you try harder and it doesn't work, then break it off. That makes sense. But like, does no one not give it another shot? You know what I mean? Like COVID especially, because during COVID times, there are a lot of times where we're going to fall out of love.
Yeah.
Now it's our jobs as people in a relationship to fall back in it. Because, you know, what are your values again? Do you care about this person? Do you love this person? Do you want a healthy relationship? Well, then your job is to try harder. Your job is to do whatever it takes to fall back in it. I know for me, you know, even if me and my significant other fight, even if we don't agree on everything, even if all that, it all comes down to, this is my best friend. She's the person that I want to love forever.
Mm-hmm.
Period. End of discussion. Those are my values. I care about this person. This person is like me in female version.
Okay.
You know, and I don't want to lose that.
Mm-hmm.
Why? If I lose that, then I'd have to search again for someone less than.
Yeah.
There was a quote called the 80-20 rule. It goes, the person that you're gonna end up loving is 80% of what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you decide later on, oh, I don't want this, then you're gonna find a person that is 20% of what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you don't want to go to the 20% because then you'll be losing 80.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to lose that 80.
For sure, yeah.
And so now it just comes down to like, yeah, sure, why we love. I love because, yeah, that's who I am. I love to love. Like, that's
like, it's just human nature.
Yes, but now it comes down to, do you care about being the best boyfriend, the best husband? Do you care about having just a great relationship, a healthy one? You want to reignite the spark all the time. If those are your values, if your values are just becoming a better partner, then you're gonna have a very successful long relationship. But if your values are me, then expect it to fail. Yeah. If you just want something out of everything, it's not gonna happen for you, right? Like, there's a lot of couples that they go into it. Yeah, they want to treat someone well and they want to be treated well. And then further on, as you know, they get used to it. It's almost like they get excited of the new toy in the new toy store, and then they buy the toy, and then a few months later, put it to the side and never played with again. You don't want that to end up how you attract another person, where it's like, wow, this is new, this is exciting. Wow, we're doing this, we're doing that, and then next thing you know, they just coexist with one another. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, I understand. I feel like also, if you guys are a couple or like even in marriage, if you don't connect on that many fundamental levels, it's just not meant to be, right? And like some people fail to realize that like later on. Like, I think I got that from like How I Met Your Mother when Ted like and his parents visited like to in New York. Yeah. Like his mother ended up actually they got a divorce. Yeah. And then his mother married some guy named Clint, and they agreed like they were fine, like kind of coexisting with each other. But then they realized like if they don't want the same thing, then why continue, right? Because I think Ted's dad wanted kids, his mom didn't want kids, but it happened. So yeah, like they just ended up breaking off. So I feel like if you do get in a relationship, yeah, you need values, but your actions need values behind it. Yeah, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah, for sure. Like if you have the intent of you want to be a better husband, you want to be a better boyfriend, or vice versa. If you want to be a better girlfriend, you want to be a better wife. Your actions have to align with your values. You know what I mean? Like if you're not doing what you want to prove, then you're just gonna come off all talk to that person, and it's just, again, it's not gonna work out.
And like if you do end up saying those things, and the person, you said it, so they're gonna expect it, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't do it, it's just you're just hurting them in the long run.
False promising.
Yeah. Damn. Like, bro, like you gotta stay true to what you say. Right? And if you mean it, then do it.
That comes off to like, when you go like, oh, I'm going to treat this girl right. I'm going to, treat her like she's number one in the world. And then further down the line, after a year or after 2 years or whatever have you, and then you go, man, I'm exhausted. Because then that just means you weren't true. You weren't true to what you really meant. Like it was a moment thing. Like, oh, that's what I'm going to do. And then when the moment comes, you're not fully prepared, you're not fully ready, and you're not fully there to really
like commit.
Yeah, commit. So. I feel like that also comes with maturity.
Yeah, like, definitely.
Like I remember in high school, at least, I was always I had that ideal. And then, I did have my fair share of like failures in relationships and not committing to what I said. And I feel like I've learned a lot from that, and I feel like everyone else will learn eventually.
Eventually. Hopefully. Dude, if you're watching it, you guys gotta like, learn this shit quick.
And don't even just like, again, there's a difference between falling in love with the idea of love and actually falling in love with the person and your own values and your actions correlating with those values, right? Like we watch How I Met Your Mother over and over, and I think we always think that Ted's ideal of love is the thing that she's fantasizing more than the actual person. Because considering the amount of times this guy actually fell in love, and it doesn't seem like he really fell. Nor did they look like they really connected.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, I mean, come on. Like, I think with Zoe, he didn't connect as well.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that's a good example.
They were complete polar opposites,
and they had to, like, put like a career. If you like, obviously we don't have careers right now, but they had a career, right? She was like against his career in a sense.
Yeah,
and like it's just his dream.
They just kept clashing.
Yeah, like that's like that. If you guys don't, yeah, same thing. Like connect on the same fundamental levels, and
or just don't correlate at all. Like it's not gonna work. And yeah, like Ted again, he just saw love as like, I love the idea of it because you're surrounded by it, but he was never really focused in on the person. He was really excited about the idea of it and how he met her and all this stuff, but then everything got tested when he met Tracy, obviously, and later down the line he really did love her. So it all came down to the right person, right time. But
with Ted, bro, I can relate heavily to that. I think for me, I kept idolizing your relationship, so I did stuff I would do if I was in a relationship, only to realize like, oh, this person doesn't want to do that. It's like, oh, I'm scaring them off. Type of things. Like, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah. Like a lot of times
that's my fault.
It's like a lot of wasted time.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I learned, right?
Yeah, same here. Like I realized that I was capable of love because I was in love with the idea of it. But there were a lot of times where I was like, oh, this is not the right person I should be giving this to. We don't connect on this level, this level, this level. And then I realized, I remember telling Ken a lot of times where it's like, I don't love this person. And I don't know. I mean, we say it. I don't feel it, and at least for her, no offense. Like I care about this person. I just don't think it's on that love, like on that romantic level.
Yeah.
Until later on, I find this person, and they go, "Yep, that's my best friend. This is my heart in human form.
Yeah,
and I love this person." That's when it comes down to like, oh, that's love. Now I know what it is. So like, what would you say to, like if you were to give advice to Kenneth before any other viewer or listener that's listening to what love would be like for them? What is the journey of love for them?
So this is my advice, or just a general thing for like love for everyone. Love is hard. It will get tough. There are a couple forms of love that you'll experience throughout your lifetime. As far as I can say, I've experienced family love, friendship love, a little bit of significant other love and self-love. But you'll always experience different things. And love is a feeling that you have to actually feel for yourself, because we're human, right? And we can describe it as much as we can into depth, but you won't truly know the value of it until you experience it yourself. And it will get tough, just always know that. But always love through the tough times for the person you really care about. And
Yeah, no, for me, I just think that love, like everything else, is a journey. It's not a destination. It's the process of everything, right? Coming into this world, at least for me, like there's a lot of things that you can say that you love. Love just becomes more than just the words "I love you." They become a consistent action, consistent, just doing of things. Like I can say all day that I love my family, I love my friends, I love, significant other that I'm with and whatnot. But to really prove it all the time is something that's much more than just the words, Are you actively trying to show your love in many ways, like those other forms of love that we were talking about, right? Our love languages. Are you consistently trying to be there for those other people, to sacrifice in some sorts of ways? Like you said, love is going to be a very hard thing to go through.
Yeah.
Because not only is it like hard to understand, but it will also be hard to feel. It will be hard to not accept, because a lot of the times we won't feel loved by other people, especially when we love them so deeply. But love is everything that's worth it. As always, leave a like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Tune into our Spotify. We really hope you guys enjoyed this topic of us kind of defining what love is all around in our life. There's a lot of topics that we touched upon that we could go deeper in depth in future episodes, but we hope you enjoyed listening to us give our 2 cents.
And yeah, that's been it, man. Guys,
follow us on our socials. And
tune into our Spotify.
I'm sorry it was a really mellow ending right there, but yeah.
Thank you for watching. It's been your host,
Dom
and Ken.
Peace out.